Amid raging debates about the phenomenon of de-dollarization, which refers to countries reducing reliance on the US dollar as a reserve currency, comes a rare and rather candid admission from the United States on the matter. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen made headlines when she said that the country should expect the dollar's share of global reserves to slowly decline as countries look to diversify. She made these comments during a Housing Financial Services Committee hearing on June 13th in the backdrop of the U.S. dollar's reserve status, witnessing a gradual erosion. Yellen, who is an eminent economist, blamed the decline on Washington's sanctions policy against several countries including Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, and so on. She admitted that U.S. sanctions have motivated some countries to seek out currency alternatives, and this is not the first time Yellen, who is the first woman Treasury Secretary in U.S., has pointed this out. In April 2023, Yellen told CNN that financial sanctions against countries could undermine the hegemony of the dollar as they are linked to the role of the dollar in the international market. The freezing of half of Russia's $640 billion in gold and foreign exchange reserves following its 2022 invasion of Ukraine sparked a rethink in countries such as Saudi Arabia, China, India, and Turkey about diversifying to other currencies. Yellen, however, maintained that other countries have no alternatives that could completely replace the greenback, including China. The reasons cited by her for this observation included America's deep liquid open financial markets, strong rule of law, and an absence of capital controls that she claims no country is able to replicate. In addition to sanctions, Yellen also expressed concern over the negative impact of the U.S. debt ceiling crisis, which the country managed to avert this year, on the dollar. She said it undermines global faith in the nation's ability to meet its debt obligations, deteriorating the greenback's reputation. Recent events, including the U.S. Federal Reserve System or the U.S. Central Bank's aggressive rate hikes to stem domestic inflation, the trade war with China and the U.S. sanctions imposed on Russia have pushed several countries, including U.S. allies, to call for trade to be carried out in other currencies besides the U.S. dollar. France, a traditional ally of America, recently made non-dollar transactions with China. In April, French President Emmanuel Macron said Europe must reduce its dependence on the U.S. dollar in order to keep its strategic autonomy. Other reports have pointed toward an upsurge in foreign central banks' demand for gold as another way to reduce their reliance on dollar reserves. The member nations of BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa are discussing the creation of a new currency for the bloc, which they can use while trading with each other. Meanwhile, China has been urging oil producers and major exporters to accept its currency yuan for payments, and big oil exporters such as Saudi Arabia has said it's open to the idea of trading in other currencies. Other countries in the global south, such as Pakistan and Kenya, are also mulling on the idea. The dollar share of official federal exchange reserves fell to a 20-year low at 58% in the fourth quarter of 2022, according to International Monetary Fund data. However, it is still far higher compared to the Chinese yuan, which some think is the biggest threat to the dollar, which accounted for just 2.7% of reserves in the same period. While de-dollarization efforts are clearly underway, most financial commentators share Yellen's view that the dollar will not lose its throne, at least in the near future.